Pure Theater is bringing us an intimate glimpse into the pearly gates, where the consequences of playing dirty in the pursuit of political victory unravel. The world premiere of Atwater is a few weeks away, and I'm happy to welcome the mastermind behind it, Fred Thompson, to the show. Fred, thank you for joining us today.
Well, thanks. I'm a little bit stunned by the term mastermind, but I'll own it.
I mean, you got to pat your back. This is incredible. And how does it feel to watch your work come to life like this? Well, I can't use the word humbling because there's nothing humble about it, but it's fascinating to see what I had written out being put into a visual form and to watch the actors bring it to life. Yeah. How long were you working on this before? I mean, this is going to hit the stage in a couple weeks. How long is the process before that happens?
Well, these guys, the Pure Lab, they started way back in March. We'd had a table reading, and then they, I think Sharon Gracie selected the core actors. There's three main actors. And then really in early August, they have been going through it pretty meticulously, working through the lines and getting everything just right.
Yeah. And Fred, can you give us a little background on what Atwater is about?
Lee Atwater was a larger-than-life figure in South Carolina politics, particularly, but nationally as well. And he was a incredibly magnetic, smart, driven player who was known for sharp dealing and sharp politics and a lot of, you don't want to call it call it negative campaigning, but Atwater was struck with a terminal illness and given a very short time to live, about 4 or 5 months. And in that period of time, he very publicly went on a campaign of forgiveness, of redemption, and he would do. He wrote letters. He studied Christianity. He studied other religions. He became very interested in the spiritual, eternal status of his soul, and he wrote letters of apology to certain people that he had crossed paths with. That redemption campaign, as far as I could see, or as far as anybody could see, did not result in any of his cohorts taking that to heart at all. His partners in his firm, Paul Manafort and Roger Stone, are currently out doing what they do, and so that was the background to it. That was the backdrop. The short answer to how this came to be was 7 or 8 years ago. I had to did an online auction for Pure, and the online auction was 15 minutes. You can direct your own play for 15 minutes using core characters, and I said, "Oh man, I'm gonna that," and I won. And this was the idea. I said, well, I'm gonna do a short play, Lee Atwater meets his maker, Lee Atwater on Judgment Day. And that's where this sort of kicked around for that period of time, and here it is.
And I think it's so cool because this is also, you know, going into election season. So I think that this is lighthearted, but also talking about something that happens. You know, the political climate can be a little messy, and I think that this is a beautiful way to bring some humor to it, but also, you know, to bring awareness to some of the stuff that happens. And now this is going to be October 19th through November 18th at Cannon Street Arts Center, 7:30 p.m. with 2 Saturday matinees. Tickets start at $45, and you can find out more information and purchase those at puretheater.org.